Alright guys, back again with this Music Masters Wagner radio. I apologise for the previous video on this. I don't know what I did. I messed it up, I don't know how. I think something to do with the phone, I don't know. Anyway. So, I've fixed a couple of issues. This one here, remember there was a wire, if you saw the first video, connected to this and then to that. To extend it, I don't know why, because I unsoldered the cap, unsoldered the other extension wire, soldered the cap back onto here, and it fits straight away. So I don't know what that's all about. The other thing was I got rid of this power cord and put in a nice cloth one here. So that's sorted out. I screwed in this rectifier socket because it was just flapping around. So that's sorted out. Now, we'll just turn this radio on. I found other issues. Oh, I'll have to fix this. Here. That sits in there for the light when the shortwave's on. Not that you're going to get any shortwave around here, but anyway, that doesn't matter. And it looks like the socket's been changed as well compared to the other ones like down here, see? There. Alright, so let's turn this radio on. Oh, and also I sprayed the speaker, as you can see, with rust-proof paint. Come up nice. Radio's on. Now, if you look at the light there, here, it's very dull. And I'll show you why. Hang on, just let me get my meter. Okay, so now you can hear the radio come on. Hear it? So let's get my meter. Just put that on there, like that. And we'll stick that on there. Oop. I wonder what happened then. Something. Did you hear that? Heard something. I wonder what happened. Let's turn this back on. Ah, the rectifier. Watch this. Look at the rectifier. See it in there? Look at it. That's interesting. Let me have a look here. So it must have been on the way out. Let's just see. Put it back in. Oh yeah, the rectifier's shot. Huh. How about that? So let's grab another one. 5-way 3 up here. See what it gives. That's interesting. Let's get another one up, unless there's something else going on underneath. So here's another 5-way 3. Let's see if this thing does any. Oh no, there's something else going on underneath. Let me just pull that up a bit. Yeah. All right, I'm just going to pause. I want to have a look underneath. Back again. Just a loose wire underneath. Must have been, I think it was a dry joint. Anyway, you can hear it working now. Hear it? So that's all good. Strange. Anyway, it is what it is. Like I said, back to this. Now, just trying to. There we go. And that's why, see? 3.5 volts on those little light bulbs. Should be 5 volts. So I'll have to fix that. So that's another issue. So we'll just turn this off while I turn this over. And I'll show you some other things. So let me just turn this up. Oop. Pull this back a bit. Yeah, come on. That can sit like that. All right, now, in here, let's go. Where's my knob? There it is. All right, now, if you remember in the first video, I thought this was the off-on switch up here, but it's not. They were using it as an off-on switch, but that interfered with the radio. So as you can see, I've removed it. No off-on switch. All I've done is put a fuse in and just hooked it straight across. Now, as a matter of interest, there's the wire. Look at this wire they used. How thick it is. Like, that's crazy. I mean, this, you could put 700 volts through this at 5 amps. It wouldn't bother it. It's crazy. Anyway, that doesn't really matter. So I found a schematic, and I'll just show you what happened, what was happening with that switch. I'll just get a pointer, some description. Now, this switch up here, the one I was talking about, is this switch here. See that switch there? So when the radio was turned on, this switch was off. When the radio was turned off, the switch was on. So basically, the switch wouldn't do anything. Just stay open all the time, and that's not the way it should work. Now, if we follow this switch the wiring around here, so when it comes down off here, off the cathode, now if the switch is off, down through there, straight down to ground. But if the switch is on, it comes around here, over to here, up through this resistor, there, up to pin 5 on the 6U7G. Right? Now the pin 5 on the 6U7G is a suppressor, so the suppressor grid. So what I think's happening is that when this switch is on, it ups the voltage on this suppressor grid, so it's more positive in regards to the cathode, and that's what I think is going on. But that wasn't working. The switch wasn't working, obviously. Now the other thing I've noticed with this is here's the output tube, the 6F6 or 6V6. Now if we look here on the circuit diagram, 6F6 or 6V6, cathode goes straight to ground. That's no longer there. That's been taken out, and they've done the usual standard capacitor down to ground off the cathode here with a resistor in parallel. So that's been taken out of circuit as well. All right, now let's just turn this on. Now if we look here, let me see, where are we? This wire here, which I've attached up there, that wire up in here is thin as a human hair. It was snapped off. So what I did was I joined this wire onto it and soldered it onto this null pin here. This pin doesn't do anything. Now that wire is supposed to go down to here, just there. Now, as you heard before, the radio does work without that wire attached, but watch. So let's turn this back on, hopefully. And I'll grab an alligator clip, hang on. Alligator clip thing. And we'll stick that on there. So here comes the radio. Let's give it a tune bit. Turn it up. Ooh, needs a clean. Right, now watch this. I'll put it onto that. Right, listen to it. So that was another problem. So let's just turn that down, but I have to give that a clean. We'll put that onto there. Now that switch is in the position that wasn't available when this was wired up as a power switch, so it's on. So if we go get a screwdriver, hang on. Here we go. Now we'll just turn this switch up here. Right. See? So if we go off tune, let's see. Hear the difference? Hear it? Right. So let's tune this back in. Let's see if the bass treble works. Oh yeah. Yep, nice. That's 2KY. Oop. Alright, now I thought what we'd do to see if I was right about this switch and the voltage. I haven't checked it yet. As soon as I put this knob back on. Fucking hell. Come on, yeah. What's going on? There we go. Alright, so I'll set this to what? 200 volt. No, 20 volts should do it. It doesn't need to raise the voltage much on the suppressor grid, but so we'll put this to ground. So that's to ground. And that's the switch on there. Now if we go to pin 5, which is this one. So what do we got? Hang on. 4.8 volts. Right. Now let's see what happens when we turn it, the switch the other way. Let's have a look. 3.1 volts. So it does up the ante. Let me see if I can leave that sitting there without. Hang on. I'm just trying to. Hang on. Pain in the ass. Just let me see. So 3.16 volts. Let's turn this switch. And there she goes. So like I said, it's not increasing it much, but it's enough to affect the radio, that's for sure, to affect the suppressor grid in regards to the cathode. Turn it back. Down she goes. So it's going up about a volt. Yeah. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll solder from here, add a wire down to there, and there's the dial globe there, so that's the 3 volts that it's getting, which it shouldn't be. So I'll change those, and then I'll come back to it, and we can see if we can dial this thing in with a tune. All right, I'll see you soon.